Hey, it's Father Taylor on a kind of brisk, cold, gray, rainy, leafy Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, November 26th. And this is your weekly EBlast. We have a lot to go over. So first of all, we had a great time yesterday morning, our 9 o'clock Thanksgiving service, which, was usually just a handful of folks. Well, we had 15 people, including some folks we hadn't seen for a while. We had a great time of masked coffee. We're still trying to figure out COVID, but we had a great time just hanging out, talking. I tell you, we're still feeling the effects of this isolation from COVID. And so fellowship, which is at the heart of who we are as a community, fellowship is so important. So it was great to have people back. We found different ways to reflect on different kinds of thankfulness and to express our thanks to God and to celebrate that. So we had a great service yesterday morning on Thanksgiving. So coming up this weekend, today is Friday. So tomorrow, Saturday morning, this is one of the more fun things coming up. That is, we light up all the trees in the parking lot with Christmas lights. And we're going to start that at 10:30 tomorrow morning, waiting for it to get a little warmer. We did that last year with about 12 people. And we had a blast. We'd never done it before. And so what does it mean? Well, first of all, our lighting of the parking lot is just another way that we are doing our mission. We're literally being the light of Tarryville and Simsbury as we are lighting up the parking lot for several events. One, there's a Christmas light tour that goes on that's known without Simsbury and different places and houses light up their places with Christmas lights and pretty. And we were on that tour last year. So people who have maybe never seen our church just come by and they see the church decorated with the manger out front and they drive through. And we have all these lights. It's very, very pretty. You may remember that from last year. So that's one reason we do it. Two is not this week, but December 4th, next weekend, we are hosting Christmas in Tarryville. And that event already has had 125 people sign up from the wider community. At Halloween, you may or may not remember, but we had about 150 people, mostly kids and families, come to the Halloween event. And Christmas in Tarryville is a big time event, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. But the lights are part of the event. We started at 4 on December 4th. And so it's starting to get dark. We have Santa and all this other stuff going on, and people are gathering there. It's very pretty. The lights are part of that program. And the purpose of that program is simply to continue to build community with our neighbors in Tarryville and Simsbury and Granby. So the whole idea is we're drawing people in, getting them used to being on the property. You get to meet people who you've never met before. They get to meet church people. And God gets the chance to make things happen. So that's what's coming up. So tomorrow is when we put all the lights up. So here's what you do. Bring lights, bring a ton of lights. Some folks here have a preference for the white lights, but in the end, we just need lots and lots of Christmas lights. So you can go to, look around the lights you're not going to be putting up this year, lights that you had from last year. Whatever, we need lots of lights. We're going to decorate tomorrow, 10:30. Takes a couple hours. You don't have to stay for the duration, but it's actually a great time. Last year, we were in the midst of COVID in a way perhaps more intense than this year. But to be able to see people and hang out and be outdoors and just, getting ready for Christmas, it's a fun time. You can bring kids. You can bring folks that don't even go to the church. You can bring them in and have them help too if they like the kind of Christmas spirit kind of stuff. So that's lighting the parking lot. That's tomorrow at 10:30 in the morning. Bring some Christmas lights. If you don't have any Christmas lights, come anyway. We'll figure it out. So come on tomorrow, 10:30. On Sunday, we have our 2 indoor services at 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock. The 8 o'clock service is roughly 50 minutes to an hour. And then we have our 9:45 service. It's the first week of Advent, which is always exciting because we get to think about not only Christ's first coming at Christmas, and what does that really mean beyond all the commercial side of Christmas and some of the sentimental side? What does it really mean for the world? And we have the return of Christ, which is always important to take these 4 weeks as a reminder of our preparation for his return. So that's Sunday at 8, 9:45. You can invite friends to that too. We're keeping an eye on numbers still, because every time we think we've solved the COVID problem, something new comes up. So we're keeping an eye on that, but 8, 9:45. And then on Sunday, we have the rite of Christian burial for Jane Kingston. Jane and her husband, we're longtime members here, and Jane died Monday of last week. And so on Sunday, we have that service at 2:00. Now, as followers of Christ, we're all called to the ministry of serving. And so we're going to need some people to help with the service. We are not sure how many folks are coming from out of town or what's going on, but we could use about 6 ushers for Sunday. Say, I've never done that before. It's not that complicated. And our folks who are here, who are regular ushers, will instruct you. So all you got to do is send, how about this? You can send me a text. I'm in for ushering, and I'll communicate to whoever you want. And you've got my phone number there, so you can 413-478-5367. You can contact me. Just send me a text. I'm in as an usher. It'd be great. There is no greeting time ahead or at the end. I think the family is going to go to a restaurant at some point tomorrow, but it's for us, it's the church service. So we're here today on Sunday. We'll be there, not only because of who Jane meant to us, but there to serve the Lord by serving her family members who are grieving her death. That's our role. So that's coming up on Sunday. As you'll see also in this EBlast, is we do have a lot of activities, and I've designated December 4th, one of those activities, like this Christmas in Tarryville. That's an all hands on deck. We need everybody there simply to be guiding people, to be smiling and meeting people, to be helping out at different stands, just to be ready to serve. And you can come for an hour, you can come for the whole thing. It really begins around 1 for folks to come. We do have Mr. and Mrs. Claus and pictures, like this is the original idea, was selfies with Santa. So we have cameras there. We also have some local vendors. We got cookie making, we have cookie decorating, and we have some decorations being made. Just a variety of things that are going on. So we're gonna do our best to connect on that. And so we're gonna need everybody. It's one thing to say, oh, our church is doing something. You probably need to show up for that one, because our community, it's all of our community, not just a handful of our community. So anyway, so I just call your attention to that. We have lessons and carols coming up, Christmas Eve outdoors and indoors. There's just a ton of stuff coming up. So take a look at the schedule and start marking down times. Lord, I'm ready to serve you. So, and just come on and get ready to serve at some of these events. And what we're praying for like the Tarryville in Christmas in Tarryville, is for God's blessing on a group of people, like not just Tarryville people, but Simsbury people who will be there, simply because we have all just been through it the last year and a half, 2 years now. And so we've been through it. So we are asking God's blessing on these people. We're also providing opportunities to build bridges, bridges between people and church and Jesus. And so, it's not just about having fun events, but the fun events create relationships, and relationships create opportunities. And the Lord works through those opportunities to help people come and find Him in the real person behind all the Christmas stuff. Okay. So God bless you. And thank you for all that you've done. Just a reminder, if you haven't sent your pledge in yet, the more we get that in before the next 2 weeks, the easier it is for Anthony to put a budget together. And so if you've forgotten about that, go ahead, send that pledge in, and we will see you hopefully on Sunday. Or actually, no, we'll see you tomorrow morning at 10:30. Thanks.